Welcome to the Sunday League Show. I'm your humble host and expat, Nico Potocznik, joined by my assistants,
co-host,
and dad, Billy Potocznik. This is a show where we talk all things football. So let's kick it off. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Sunday League Show. Today we will be touching on UEFA's third-ranked league, the Bundesliga, soccer made in Germany. Yeah, we'll be ranking our top 5 teams there, and then we'll be touching on about what we like and don't like about the Bundesliga. And then
mostly what we like,
to be honest. And then we will be wrapping it up with a little bit of Messi in America and what that means for soccer.
That's right. All right. So let's start off Bundesliga top 5. We're going to move through this starting at 5. Who is your 5th ranked team in the Bundesliga this year? Who do you think is going to finish in the 5th rank? And keep in mind, Bundesliga's got 18 teams, not 20 like most of the other big leagues. I don't know why. But anyway, but we're going to go top 5 anyway. So which top 5?
My 5th place is Frankfurt.
Ooh, that's my 5th place too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think Kolo Muani, the French brilliant maestro, is going to finish over 25 goals this season.
Whoa.
He is going to tear it up.
Oh, Kolo Muani, if he could have just got that last shot by Martinez in the World Cup.
Oof.
Oh, that was glory for a French team that was riddled with the flu and sickness, and they came back. I'd have been happy. Hey, sorry, I'm not going to apologize for being a fan of Le Bleu, okay? But great World Cup, and Kolo Muani is a stud. I agree with everything he said.
Jasper Lindstrom.
Yes.
I think Frankfurt's going to be one to watch.
Okay. All right, now number 4, who do you have?
Union Berlin.
Union Berlin, you got number 4? I got Bayer Leverkusen with your boy Xhaka taking charge, and Xabi Alonso, the man from San Sebastian, from Liverpool, Mikel Arteta's childhood buddy, and they lived next to each other in Liverpool when Arteta played for Everton and Alonso played for Liverpool. So I think he's doing a good job at that club. Tell me why you think they're going 4.
I think Union Berlin is going 4.
Yeah, why is Union Berlin going 4? Yes, sorry.
Oh yeah, because I think Union Berlin is going to have this mindset. We finished 3rd last year, 3rd or 4th, I don't remember quite well, but we need to finish higher. We're in the Champions League. We are a competitive club now.
So you're saying we? Sounds like someone considers himself a little bit of a Union Berlin fan. A little bit?
A little bit. I have a soft spot for that story.
Yeah, we might talk about that.
But they're not my favorite German
Not your favorite.
club.
Okay. Yeah, Union Berlin's one of my little softies too. I got a soft spot for them as well.
My other club is up there.
Yes, their other club is up there, and this one too in the Bundesliga too. But so I got Leverkusen. Like I said, I already talked about that. Mm-hmm. Who do you have as your number 3 club?
I have Granit Xhaka FC.
Ooh.
Leverkusen in 3rd place.
Okay.
Xabi Alonso is carrying them to great places. They're in the Europa League, and I think Xhaka is going to inspire them like a captain.
All right. 3rd place, I have Union Berlin, or they say Union Berlin. And there's so much to talk about with Union Berlin. I don't know if we get into their deep into their story now. Maybe I'll put a link in the notes where you can check out the whole story of Union Berlin and their rise from where they were to where they are now, playing Champions League football this year. Just an amazing club. One of those clubs that are easy to fall in love with. So if you're out there looking for your club or you're looking for your German club, you really have to look into Union Berlin. There is a lot to love about that club, this whole story and what they're doing, and the fans and the tradition and the mentality and the culture there. It's really beautiful. It's shall I say, it's badass.
Yeah, it's a great story.
It is.
We've been following Union Berlin for a couple
we're
years
kind of under their spell a little bit, and I can't wait to get up there and go to a game.
Yes.
All right, number 2, I have the big, powerful Bavarians, Bayern Munich, number 2, and I know they're probably going to finish number 1. Boring. Someone's got to knock them off their perch, and we know the only team that probably can truly knock them off their perch, and they usually don't do it either. Bayern Munich is number 2. Who do you have at number 2?
Number 2, I have the big fat Bavarians. They're second place.
Yes.
They're bringing in Harry Kane. We just got the news. Tottenham have accepted it.
Good.
Amazing signing. I think they'll probably finish first.
Bam.
But most likely finish first.
Yes.
But I'm going with my heart. Dortmund is the Bundesliga champions.
Whoa, that's who I have as Bundesliga champions too, Borussia Dortmund. And I am really happy for Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich. I think it's going to be great for him getting into a different country, playing football, showing everybody how good he is. And maybe now he'll win some trophies too. So just hopefully not too many, you know what I mean? Because they got enough trophies. But
maybe throw a Champions League in there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe throw a Champions League in there. And I got Borussia Dortmund number 1 as well, BVB. I hope to see them do it this year. Boy, they really, like I said in an earlier one of our shows.
But what bottle jobs?
Wow. I mean, you could not choke harder than Borussia Dortmund choked last year. I think they know that, and fans will probably want to strangle us for talking about this. But what a painful thing. But what great fans too. What a great club. I like to see them finish top. All these clubs, really, it's going to be an exciting year. And I think the Bundesliga is such an attractive style of football. You and I go into this a little bit because you kind of love the Premier League. And of course, my favorite team is in the Premier League too. Big Arsenal fans. You guys know that you're an Arsenal fan. But I really love watching the Bundesliga. I love watching the German football. It's so open. It's so expansive. I feel like they have great officiating. The fans are off the hook. I mean, the stadiums are always full. There's never a track around the stadium. There's so much atmosphere to these games. They have the highest attendance of any league in Europe. And it's really cool to see.
For one, I want to say that was a world-class segue. Give you your Ballon d'Or.
Well, thank you.
But
yeah. I'm getting better.
the first thing I want to say is the fans.
Yeah.
The Bundesliga fans. All of them. There have been some examples of things we should not see in football. Racism, of course.
Yeah,
The
unfortunately.
ultras in Nice of Cologne. But that's not the highlight of what the Bundesliga fans stand for. The Dortmund yellow wall.
Unbelievable.
Even the Cologne fans too.
I can't wait to be in that Dortmund yellow wall. I mean, they won't let me in that yellow wall,
Yeah.
but I'll be able to look at it maybe from another part of the stadium.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
Amazing. Get there.
Yeah, it's such an action-packed game. They average more goals. The Bundesliga, I got some notes written down. The Bundesliga averages more goals than the other leagues per game. I think second to that's the English Premier League. At least it was in 2020, 2021, 2022. It's just a super exciting league. So if you're not into Bundesliga, find it, watch it. It's not just about England, guys. It's about all the leagues, and the Bundesliga is no joke. So tune in.
I
Yeah.
have to say, I said a similar thing. I said the often dramatic matches.
Yeah.
It leading into that, the higher scoring matches.
Yes.
I think that's definitely something to really be interested in for this Bundesliga campaign. Always scoring goals, 4-3, 3-3, 3-2.
Yeah, and it seems like a club is never out. You've seen so many comebacks, dramatic comebacks in the Bundesliga where a team's up 3-1, 4-1. Next thing you know, you turn in, because you're going back and forth to different games in different leagues, you tune in, it's like 4-3 or it's 3-3, and you're like, oh my God, this team looked like they're completely out of it. So the drama of the Bundesliga is in many ways unmatched. Now, that's not taking away anything from any other league, because we love it all. The attendance in the Bundesliga in 22-23, the average attendance was 42,966.
Yes.
Okay, now Borussia Dortmund has got the largest stadium in Germany, the second largest in Europe after Barcelona, the Camp Nou, and second in attendance is the Premier League and then the Serie A, and it's almost, the German attendance is almost double
You can
Liga.
practically feel that from your house. You can feel that
Energy.
atmosphere
Yeah,
from
it's
your
either
couch.
It's either that or
Sitting down.
it's gas. It
Yeah.
could be just gas.
Yeah,
But
it's gas.
whatever. Depends on what you eat. And here's another thing, Nico, I think you're gonna really like this. The Bundesliga tickets are the lowest. They keep the cost down so everybody can go and enjoy themselves. Yeah, so the average ticket in 2019, 2020, the average season ticket price per match was 11 euros. And it included game tickets for free. The game tickets included free use of public transit to and from the games. So that's pretty cool. You can still drink beer from the terraces in Germany, in most German stadiums, which, you know, who doesn't want to have a beer and watch football? You're too young, don't even talk about it. So, yes, please, you got a sip of mine. So here's the great thing, too. The great thing that we all talk about, you hear it so much, it's almost cliche. The 50+1 rule. The German clubs are owned by the club. It's not, you can't get some oligarch or some billionaire businessman or, some rich so-and-so come in and just buy the club and do whatever they want with the club. The club, it's called the 50+1 rule. So 51% of the club is owned by the club, and it has the club owns its own voting rights. And so the people really own the club, and I think that's part of the reason the fans are so attached to their clubs, is because they have ownership in these clubs. Now, there's a couple exceptions to the rule here, but we're not going to get into that right now. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the German clubs. It is written in the German football contract. Bundesliga 1 and Bundesliga 2 teams have to, all Bundesliga 1, I'm going to read this, all Bundesliga 1 and 2 clubs must run their own academy under the goal of maintaining a world-class flow of talent in the Bundesliga and national team, meaning a minimum of 12 players eligible for Germany must be in the squad between U16 and U19 level, as well as 60% of those youth players under contract.
Wow.
Bam. That's developing the youth. That's the other thing about Germany. Yeah. How many great young players have we seen Borussia Dortmund, for example, bring up through their system, and then they sell them off. Maybe they go to a club that can spend more money. But yeah. I mean, a ton, right? A great kind of segue into some things. Maybe you're not finished, and you can tell me. No, it's okay.
But that we don't like. I think.
Okay.
Bayern Munich winning for the past 13 years is something we don't like, and that is driven through the money they have spent.
Mm-hmm.
You do see youth coming up from the Bayern Academy, but for example, Harry Kane, he's coming in for a hefty fee.
Yes, he is.
110 million.
But here's the thing, and I'm not necessarily arguing with you, but Bayern is affording that the right way.
Yeah,
they're doing it the right way. They're not cooking the books. They're not gonna, unless they eat my words, they get in trouble or something. They're not cooking the books. They're not, or I don't even know what cooking the books really means, but it definitely sounds good. It sounds like bad stuff, right?
Scholarly.
So yeah, it does. They're doing it the right way. So Bayern Munich's just a big club. They have a lot of money and they're able to do that. And so it's like hats off to them. They do poach a lot of, it seems like over the years they've poached a lot of Borussia Dortmund's youth talent and talent from everywhere else. But that's what you get. They're one of the big dogs, right? And so that's that. But I will say this, and this is a strong statement, Nico. I think if you got to rank the leagues, I think Bundesliga is the model. Now people say, well, look at all the money the English Premier League has. Yeah, it's a slippery slope though. With all this money and all the money's coming in, and the FA doesn't seem to vet anybody that wants to buy a club. There's anybody that comes with the most money can buy a Premier League club. I just don't know in the grand scheme of things if that is a healthy business model. And in the Bundesliga, right now, the way it's set up, that stuff's not going to happen. The fans are a part of the club. It's about football. It's about the joy of the game. It's about the game day experience and everything else. I do think, I will say this, the Bundesliga is the model for how a league should be run. And that's just the way it is. They are doing it the right way. And what else are we going to talk about? What else do you want to talk about?
Well, ask me about the MLS.
Okay,
Messi.
well, I will. Okay, what do you think about Messi in America, soccer in America? What's up?
Okay, 7 goals, 4 assists. I think this is a definite W for the MLS. He's bringing people into the stadiums. I think the tickets are extremely outrageous. You can go see a mid-table club in France for 11 euros, and then you go and see an MLS lower side for up to like 500 a ticket, I think.
It's a little bit exorbitant.
A little bit greedy.
Yes, yeah, little bit. You're being nice.
Messi's firing in goals. Like, it's typical Messi. You knew it was going to happen.
I'm glad that the world gets to see that the United States, though the United States is not the world. Sorry, that was a misspoke. But I'm glad that a big part of the world, like the United States, and soccer is very, very big in America, that they get to see the greatness of Messi because he's so good. And this is how you build soccer fans. This is how you build soccer fans in America. See how we're calling it soccer now. Let's talk about soccer in America and the soccer in the attendance numbers in the MLS. There's idea out there, especially you talk to Europeans, that football is not big in America because the other big sports too. But the average attendance for Atlanta last year was 47,000. Charlotte was 35,000. Seattle 33,000. They have 12 teams above 20,000 attendance per year. Now those are impressive numbers that any league in the world would probably love to have for their clubs, and it beats some of these clubs here in Europe. So take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. The other part is that Messi has brought attendance to Inter Miami, because Inter Miami had the worst attendance in the league last year. Boy, it's hard to get those Miami folks out to games, isn't it? Yeah. Dolphins struggle with that too. And they had the lowest attendance behind the Colorado Rapids, and we have been to some of those Colorado Rapids games, and we see how low and disappointing that attendance can be. Well, when you build the stadium in the wrong place, that's what happens. So they're bringing those numbers up for Inter Miami. That is a great thing. So that's got to be good for the club. It's a very strategic move by Beckham and friends.
It's bringing money into the MLS. You can get more players. That'll get more seats when you bring in more big name players at the end of their career.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, we go back to the NASL, New York Cosmos, Pele, and everything else. The reason that league didn't make it in America, it wasn't because people didn't show up to the games, and I think that's something that people have to understand. It's because of the business structure. It wasn't run well. That's why the business went under. That's why the NASL, North American Soccer League, went under, is because it wasn't a well-run business. It wasn't because people didn't go to the games, because people did go to the games. Soccer was popular enough to make it. They just didn't have the right business model. MLS is doing that now. They're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. Soccer in America is alive and thriving and just getting bigger and bigger. And maybe someday we'll have a promotion relegation system, but you have not just the MLS, you have the USL, you got leagues under the USL, USL2, and then you got the other leagues too. I apologize for getting it right now.
Yeah.
But all the way down. So it's really, really cool what's happening in America.
I want these people who think, that soccer isn't big in the U.S.
Okay, yeah.
One, we invented the name for what we like to call it, soccer in the U.S. But
that actually came from England.
Yeah, it did.
Uh-huh.
The U.S., the stadiums, the soccer fans of America have to be doing something right to get the 2026 World Cup in America for the second time.
And the largest attended World Cup ever was 1994 in America. It's partly because of the big American football stadiums, and you can get more fans into them. But that's the attendance record right there. So people will come. People want to see incredible athletes and a beautiful sport. So.
Speaking of seeing, we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave your comments below. Be cool. And we'll see you next episode when we talk about La Liga and all kinds of other stuff. Go Women's World Cup.